Hey everyone, Bradley Staller here from Player Profiler, and I'm here to bring you some week winning stats for week number 12. Before we get into the stats, though, I do want to take a moment to pause and reflect on this notion of gratitude, right? This is the week of Thanksgiving. We have a lot to be thankful for. And the esteemed philosopher G.K. Chesterton once said that gratitude is the highest or loftiest form of thought. And so let's elevate our thoughts this week in thinking about the big things that we're thankful for: family, friends, even this silly fake football game that we all enjoy together. But it brings us together in camaraderie, in negotiations. It makes us better people. And so this fantasy football season, we've got a lot to be thankful for. Not just the camaraderie, not just our leagues, but also like the intellectual stimulation we get from this game, the winning we feel, the emotions we have behind becoming victorious. This Thanksgiving, though, I also am going to challenge you to make a charitable donation to one of your favorite players' charities. And you can look those up online, or maybe it's a player, not just your favorite player, but a player who has outperformed expectations this year and is leading you to the promised land this year for fantasy. Sometimes people like to do this when they won the championship. But while this is on our mind and on our brain and giving us a pathway to think about what it means to be thankful, let's show some gratitude this Thanksgiving season and make some donations to our favorite players' charities. All right. Now we're going to shift gears as we prepare for Thanksgiving, whether it's, cooking the turkey, making the potatoes, eating the stuffing, or any of our favorite delights. Let's leverage these week winning stats to gain a competitive edge in week number 12. Stat number one: Tank Dell leads all wide receivers with 4 receiving touchdowns over the last 3 weeks. And Tank Dell has consistently delivered outstanding performances. He's surpassed 18 fantasy points over the last 3 games and achieved this 5 different times in the season. Now, despite him being undersized and a rookie, he consistently makes significant plays, and he's currently the wide receiver 14 in fantasy points per game. Notably, Tank Dell plays mostly out wide. Why? This is even more impressive for a player who is 5'7", 165, but he is a tank. That's why he's officially changed his name from Nathaniel Dell to Tank Dell. So you can see that updated very soon here on the Player Profiler channel and Player Profiler website. And in the last 3 games, though, only CD Lamb and Keenan Allen have more targets than Tank Dell. What do those 2 wide receivers have in common? They primarily play out of the slot. Tank Dell's earning targets out wide and down the field. This is a game changing type of wide receiver. He is reliable. He is a set and forget it wide receiver too, rest of season. And this could be a league winner if you were drafting him in round 14, 15, 16, etc. in your fantasy drafts this offseason, or if you picked him up off waivers. So, Tank Dell, touchdown maker, big time player, get him in your lineups. Stat number 2: Jalen Warren leads all running backs of rushes gaining 10 or more yards this season. Now, Warren's recent performances reflect a remarkable level of explosiveness, heightened by opportunities that have increased over the past few weeks, and that's translated into fantasy points. He scored 19 and 23 and a half fantasy points over the last 2 weeks, and he's gone over 100 total yards over the past 3 games. And that's despite sharing touches with Najee Harris. Warren is a consistent floor wide receiver or running back. He hasn't been lower than running back 24 in any week since week number 3. But it's not just the floor that's nice for Warren. It's also that he's showing us elite ceiling efficiency metrics. He ranks third among all running backs in yards per touch, third among all running backs in yards created per touch, fifth in evaded tackles, and eighth in true yards per carry. He has 34 receptions on the season, which ranks fifth among running backs. So not only is he increasing his rushing volume, but he's also getting the receiving volume and doing it efficiently. This is Tony Pollard 2.0, right? Only on a worse offense. Dallas has never really been as bad as Pittsburgh Steelers with Dak Prescott, in Dallas. So this is like 2.0 version, just a little bit worse. But we've seen Jalen Warren have some massive games, a bunch of top 12s. He was running back 9 in week 4, right? And so Jalen Warren will probably continue to get the mid to high end running back 2 workload that we want to see. And we probably picked him up off waivers or drafted him late in our fantasy drafts again. He is definitely a player we need to be putting into our lineups. And now we've got a little bit of a wrinkle too with Matt Canada fired recently. There is a potential for increased production. Jalen Warren has 3 touchdowns on the season. We could see that number go way up with Pittsburgh getting into more goal-to-go situations. So consider Warren as a potential league winner, given his combination of high floor and efficiency metric and the effect of the Pittsburgh Steelers scoring more points as a team. The third week winning stat that you need to be paying attention to is Russell Wilson. He ranks third among all quarterbacks in passing touchdowns this season. Wilson's on track for a remarkable season and is projecting to be his best since 2020, where Russell Wilson finished as the quarterback 6. Russ is on pace for more touchdowns than the last couple of years and more rushing yards than the past couple of years. Also, Russ is on pace to set a career high in completion percentage. So he's increasing his completion percentage. He's decreasing his turnovers. In fact, over the last 4 games, Russell Wilson hasn't thrown an interception, but he has been connecting very well with Cortland Sutton this season. Wilson's passing yardage is the only little asterisk that we're like, maybe that could increase a little bit. He's only surpassed 200 passing yards once since week number 4. But, there are shootout potential games on the horizon. We've got Houston, which we talked about earlier, CJ Stroud plus Tank Dell plus Nico Collins plus Noah Brown plus Dalton Schultz plus Devin Singletary. Like, there are offensive players on the Houston Texans, and the back and forth between Burr and Houston could turn into a nice little shootout. Then we've got Detroit as well, which we know the offense for the Detroit Lions can be something else. And then the LA Chargers. The Broncos play them twice, and we know that their defense is in a lot of trouble. And Herbert is able to make games turn into shootouts. He's able to keep up. So considering the efficiency that Russell Wilson has had and the favorable matchups, Russ projects as a top 10, top 12 fantasy quarterback for the remainder of the season. So in the spirit of Thanksgiving, let's extend our gratitude to the thrilling moments of these standout players so far that have enriched our season. Tank Dell, of course, who's had a brilliant rookie year so far, ranking as a top 14 wide receiver in fantasy points per game. Jalen Warren, who has come on strong and been named a starter for the Pittsburgh Steelers and bumped Najee Harris out of the way. And Russell Wilson having a very strong season, very efficient season. All 3 are players that you need to be considering putting in your lineups, gaining edges, and winning as we enter into week 12 and beyond. Good luck, everyone. Enjoy your turkey. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Till next time, good luck in the fantasy football streets, everybody.